So we're getting some inside details from the Congress party, from within the Congress party, and sources in the Congress party have confirmed to India Today's reporters that Manish Tewari has been snubbed. Congress sources have said Manish Tewari he'd sent an email saying that he would like to speak on Operation Sindoor. He'd even given his name in the LOP office expressing his intention to speak. But his name was not included in the list of speakers. Remember, Manish Tewari is Congress Party MP who was a part of the MP's delegation that had been sent overseas. He's seen as one of the most articulate voices of the Congress Party. He's also seen as someone who very well understands national security, our intelligence agencies and our foreign policies. He's written extensively on foreign policy. He's written extensively on intelligence agencies and of course even when it came to Operation Sindoor. But has he been benched quite like Shashi Tharoor? When that question was put to Shashi Tharoor, again one of the top envoys of Operation Sindoor, leader of a delegation that was sent out to a very important country, not just to the United States of America, but also to the Americas. He too just said, Monvrat, 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 and nothing beyond that. So let's listen in to Shashi Tharoor. Also that cryptic tweet that was put out by Manish Tewari, a very famous Hindi song, है प्रीत जहां की रीत सदा मैं गीत वहीं का गाता हूं भारत का रहने वाला हूं भारत की बात सुनाता हूं. But what should one read between the lines? I'll get you more on the story, but first listen into what Shashi Tharoor had said.
Monvrat.
सर कुछ तो बोलिए सर. सर पार्लियामेंट में मौनव्रत होगा क्या? ये बस यही
Monvrat.
सर कुछ तो बोलिए सर. सर पार्लियामेंट में मौनव्रत होगा क्या? ये बस यही
There are very pertinent questions here. In fact, the BJP is targeting the Congress party. The BJP is saying anyone who speaks for the nation is not allowed to speak by the Congress party. Anurag Thakur of the BJP, member of parliament, he took it to another level. He said the Congress party is actually speaking Pakistan's language. But is that actually true? Because Congress party very clearly says that we're asking questions of the government and that is expected that the government should answer those questions. In fact, Rahul Gandhi is likely to intervene today in Lok Sabha, but Priyanka Gandhi Vadra would be the first speaker from the Congress party. That's the information that's coming in. So you will have the big guns of the BJP and the Congress who would be speaking on Operation Sindoor. Home Minister Amit Shah is to open the debate in Lok Sabha. Information now coming in, he'll be speaking at 12:40. And then leader of opposition in Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, to intervene in parliament. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra is to lead the opposition charge because the opposition is very clear. Government of India must answer. There are pertinent points. Why the ceasefire? Gaurav Gogoi of the Congress went a step ahead. He said, why did Prime Minister Narendra Modi surrender to the US President? US President had claimed that and has repeatedly claimed. In fact, even last night, he was claiming that he ensured India-Pakistan ceasefire and peace between the two nuclear-armed countries, and he dangled the trade carrot or words to that effect. I want to quickly cut across to India Today's Amit Bharadwaj for more on this big story that's coming in. Amit, your sources telling you that Manish Tewari wanted to speak on Operation Sindoor, but his name wasn't there. What details can you get us?
Well, you know, even the indications has been given by Manish Tewari as well on social media platform where he is again endorsing a report which says that possibly his name was cut off from the list because he could have actually toed the government's line over the issue of Operation Sindoor. And the classic line of a very classic movie song has been repeated by Mr. Tewari, that Bharat ka rehne wala hu, Bharat ki baat batata hu. So that itself is speaking very loud in very subtle way, as to what could have been his stance. But the Congress party, I did speak to a couple of Congress party leaders, including the senior leader like Pramod Tiwari, who is the deputy leader in Rajya Sabha, as well as others within the Congress party. They are saying that, look, there could be only limited speakers in either of the houses, be it the Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha. And considering the fact that we had limited time, limited speakers, so Congress party chose speakers who could put forward the party's stand in the Lok Sabha, and they are also maintaining that there is certainly not any factionalism within the parliamentary party of the Congress party, but certainly the sweet and subtle messaging by Manish Tewari has put the ball in Congress party's court. There is a lot of explanation that needs to be done by the parliamentary party coordination team of the Congress party, or the chief whip in Lok Sabha for that matter, on this particular question as to why Manish Tewari's name was not on that list.
Stay with me. Let me also bring in Rahul Gautam for more into this conversation. Rahul, what are your sources telling you? Manish Tewari wanted to speak, but his name wasn't there. Is there an official word from the Congress or anything that you're picking up through sources?
Gaurav, party has made it very clear that it's their internal decision, to decide upon speakers. And in fact, many of Congress MPs are saying that Manish Tewari and Shashi Tharoor, in fact, they should not be unhappy over this fact that they are not being given chance to speak on the floor of the House, as many of them would not be speaking, and it's a prerogative of Congress Parliamentary Party. See, we have to understand that there is a background to this entire story. We all have seen how Shashi Tharoor and Manish Tewari, they were part of this all-party delegation that had gone across the globe to present India's case. And at that point of time, there were several remarks that were made, particularly by Shashi Tharoor, wherein many in Congress believe that he was providing cover fire to incumbent Modi government, who they believe is on back foot. After Donald Trump repeated claims of brokering peace between India and Pakistan. Now, many are saying that, in fact, Manish Tewari has also been boxed in that same category. And therefore, it seems that the BJP is going to have the last laugh, because obviously they would use this as an apt opportunity to attack Congress party, saying that because these two leaders and many like them spoke in the favor of the country, that's why they are being penalized and punished and not being allowed to speak. I also tell our viewers, I also must tell our viewers that unlike Shashi Tharoor, who didn't seek any permission to speak on Operation Sindoor, Manish Tewari, in fact, sources are telling to us that had in fact requested that he should be put on that speaker's list, and he should be allowed to speak on Operation Sindoor, but it didn't happen. There hasn't been any official word so far on this issue. Party is maintaining that it's an internal decision, and it's their prerogative as to who is going to get chance to speak or not.
Stay with me. We'll talk about this in greater detail. But Amit, does this actually weaken the Congress's attack on the government on a very important issue like Operation Sindoor? One would expect Rahul, one would have expected the Congress to be united or the opposition to be united, but within the Congress, first Shashi Tharoor says Monvrat, and then Manish Tewari puts out this very famous Bollywood song.
See, Gaurav, the most important, aspect of this entire debate is this, that BJP will now try to create a narrative that these two speakers are not given chance only because of the fact that they were speaking in the favor of the country. Now, Congress clearly knows this fact, and therefore now they are maintaining this stance that it was their internal decision, and not every MP can get a chance to speak on Operation Sindoor, as there is a time bound, as there are foundations over timing. I must tell our viewers that Manish Tewari, we all know, he was a part of all-party delegation, and in fact, we all know that how Congress has earlier expressed unhappiness over this fact, the way some remarks were made. If you remember, Udit Raj, who is one of the leaders of the Congress party, in fact, he said that Shashi Tharoor has become an undeclared spokesperson of BJP. Now, this was endorsed by leaders like Jairam Ramesh and Pawan Khera. So, as many are, boxing in a way Manish Tewari, and in that same category, you can say that this shows that all is not well between Manish Tewari and Congress party, and this will certainly gather more steam and become flashpoint between treasury benches and opposition benches, because treasury benches, the government side would certainly go on and say that this is happening with Manish Tewari and Tharoor only because of the fact that they spoke in favor of India, which they would claim has not gone well with Congress party.
Okay. What is the Congress's line of attack this morning when we talk about Priyanka Gandhi Vadra leading the charge? Rahul Gandhi will intervene. What's their strategy today?
The line of attack is pretty simple, Gaurav. It is to corner government on intelligence failure, foreign policy, and on operational lapses. Now, I must tell our viewers that this we've been told from Congress sources that no speaker from Congress party would be saying anything from their own end. They would be quoting leaders like or personalities like LG Manoj Sinha, who pointed out that yes, there was some intelligence failure. They're going to quote Donald Trump repeated claims, who has been saying that he brokered peace between India and Pakistan. So, and of course, they would also be quoting the Chief of Defence Staff. So clearly, and we all know that Priyanka Gandhi will be leading the charge today. Apart from him, Rahul Gandhi will also be speaking at around 5 p.m. So clearly, Congress is going to come armed and loaded with questions and uncomfortable questions. In Rajya Sabha also, Mallikarjun Kharge, P. Chidambaram will be leading the charge. Congress has made it very clear that they are seeking accountability on Operation Sindoor, and they believe that the country needs to know that what they have gained so far from Operation Sindoor. So you can expect that. Yesterday also we saw fiery speeches in both the houses of the parliament, and today also it's going to be a really, really stormy one when, the speakers from either side, Rajnath Singh, Amit Shah, S. Jaishankar, Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi, all these leaders are certainly going to make a power-packed day as far as parliament is concerned today.
Keep tracking that story. I will come back to you for more. There's more breaking news that's coming in. Latest update on Operation Mahadev in Jammu and Kashmir. An M4 American rifle recovered from these terrorists who were killed in that encounter yesterday. Top government sources are telling India today it directly exposes Pakistan's role in the terror attack and terror attacks in India. So this is an M4 rifle that was supplied to Pakistan, not one of those Afghan rifles, is what sources are telling India today. M4 rifle was given to these terrorists, recovered from the dead terrorists, and these rifles apparently, from information that's coming in, left behind by US forces in Afghanistan, taken over by Taliban, organized distribution to terrorist organizations, including terrorists who are now operating in India, Lashkar-e-Taiba, under the name of the Resistance Front. Intelligence agencies and security agencies suspect that terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir are also getting help from terrorists in Afghanistan through the Pakistan Army and ISI. It's Pakistan's army that provided these American weapons to these terrorists, and they've been using this against the security forces in India, the kind of ammunition that they've been using. This is not the first time in recent times that American weapons that were left behind in Afghanistan have been recovered in Jammu and Kashmir, used by Pakistan-backed terrorist organizations. Now, there is a team of the National Investigation Agency that's been sent to Jammu and Kashmir. It is in the Dachigam forest area. The police have trekked almost 8 hours to retrieve those bodies of the 3 terrorists who were killed. There are army and security forces teams that are across that area. They're scouting that entire area because information was there were more than 3 terrorists. I want to cut across to India today's Jitendra Bahadur Singh, who joins us with the latest on this big story. Jitendra, इस समय क्या जानकारी निकल कर आ पा रही है? वो जो 3 आतंकवादी मारे गए हैं, क्या गृह मंत्री अमित शाह उनके बारे में जानकारी संसद में भी दे सकते हैं? क्या उनकी शिनाख्त, उनकी पहचान हो पा रही है अभी तक?
और देखिए, आइडेंटिफिकेशन का प्रोसेस जो है वो गौरव जारी है और इसके बारे में अभी आधिकारिक तौर पर सूचना दिया जाएगा। लेकिन सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि इस पूरे ऑपरेशन को आर्मी और इसके साथ साथ सीआरपीएफ और जो लोकल पुलिस है उसके द्वारा अंजाम दिया गया है। और इसमें जो आतंकवादियों के पास से बरामद हुआ है हथियार, वो सबसे चौंकाने वाला है M4 राइफल, क्योंकि पहले भी आतंकवादियों के पास मिलते रहे, लेकिन हाल फिलहाल में एक ये जो आतंकवादियों के पास M4 राइफल मिला है, उससे ये बात साबित हो रही है कि जिस हथियार का इस्तेमाल पाकिस्तान की आर्मी SSG कमांडोज करते हैं, वही हथियारों का इस्तेमाल जो है वो पाकिस्तान से आए हुए इन्फिल्ट्रेट किए हुए आतंकवादी भी कर रहे हैं। तो ये सीधे सीधे सीमा पार के जो सबूत हैं वो मिल रहे हैं। और सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि इन हथियारों का इस्तेमाल जो पाकिस्तानी आतंकी हैं, लश्कर तैयबा के आतंकी, वो उस दौरान भी कर रहे थे जब तालिबान में यानी कि अफगानिस्तान में जब युद्ध चल रहा था और तालिबानी आतंकवादियों के साथ मिल करके ये टेररिस्ट वहां पर गए थे। पाकिस्तानी खुफिया एजेंसी ISI ने बाकायदे इन आतंकवादियों को अफगानिस्तान भेजा था और वहां से बहुत सारे जो अमेरिकन आर्मी के हथियार थे M4 राइफल, उसको आतंकी लेकर के आए थे। तो इन आतंकवादियों के द्वारा अब जम्मू कश्मीर में M4 राइफल का इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है, और जो सीधे सीधे तौर पर ये बताता है कि किस तरीके से आतंकियों के जो परस्त हैं पाकिस्तान में जो मौजूद हैं, खास तौर से पाकिस्तान की आर्मी और ISI, किस तरीके से उनको ऐसे अमेरिकन हथियार जो सोफिस्टिकेटेड हथियार हैं वो आतंकवादियों को बरामद करा रही है, आतंकवादियों को दे रही है। और जो आतंकी मारे गए हैं उनके पास से तमाम ऐसे हथियार और गोला बारूद मिले हैं जो विदेशी हैं, जिसमें रोमानियन जो पिस्टल है वो भी मिला हुआ है। इसके साथ साथ रसियन जो हथियार है वो भी मिले हुए हैं। तो इन विदेशी हथियारों का इस्तेमाल जो है वो पाकिस्तान की आर्मी और सेना करती है, उसको अब आतंकवादियों को बड़े स्तर पर दिया जा रहा है। ये साफ जाहिर होता है कि आतंकवादी किस तरीके से सेना के द्वारा ट्रेंड करके भारत के अंदर भेजे जा रहे हैं।
रहिए मेरे साथ जितेंद्र, क्योंकि ये बहुत महत्वपूर्ण जानकारी है। एंड फॉर द बेनिफिट ऑफ व्यूअर्स, द काइंड ऑफ वेपन्स दैट हैव बीन रिकवर्ड, इट्स नॉट जस्ट एन अमेरिकन M4 राइफल, देयर आर Romanian pistols that have been recovered, there are AK series assault rifles that have been recovered, the kind of grenades that have been recovered, under barrel grenade launchers, rifle fired grenades have been recovered from these terrorists. What are the other warlike stores? Because do keep in mind, that's the mountain of information, treasure trove of information from their mobile phones. Apparently, they had satellite phones. Have those satellite phones been recovered? Because that will reveal the real information of who they were in touch with. And that once again will expose, God willing, Pakistan's state-sponsored radical Islamist terror. And the Chinese communication equipment will perhaps give more information. Now, those are the images that you see. Those were the grenades that were recovered. So this was a joint operation, Operation Mahadev, launched by the Army, Jammu Kashmir Police, the Special Operations Group and the Central Reserve Police Force. They've eliminated 3 terrorists. This was in the Harwan forest. Now this is in the Dachigam Reserve Forest area. Lidwas is the area where these terrorists were killed. The National Investigation Agency, which was investigating the Pahalgam massacre, which had arrested 2 locals in Kashmir, those locals have been taken now to identify the bodies of these 3 terrorists. The terrorists in custody, Bashir and Parvez, they will help identify whether these 3 who've been killed were the terrorists that carried out that Baisaran massacre. It's going to be a very scientific process because India will build a cast iron case to be produced in an international fora for the world to know how Pakistan's failed Marshal Asim Munir, with that incendiary speech that he made, the terror attack that was carried out when Hindus were singled out and massacred by terrorists, all of that needs to come out in public domain. And all this Aman Ki Asha and cricket diplomacy that people talk of, they should know the real face of the Pakistani state. So this alleged mastermind of this terror attack, an ex-SSG commando, Pakistan Army commando, Hashim Musa, was apparently amongst the 3 killed. That's what sources are telling India today. We're still waiting for a government confirmation. Musa was not only a part of that execution, the execution team of the terror attack, he was also one of the key plotters. He apparently, this is what sources in Jammu Kashmir police are telling India today, was involved in the October 2024 Sonamarg tunnel attack, that Z-mode tunnel attack, where laborers were singled out. Again, outsiders in the valley, they were singled out and killed. What was the message? Part of that wider Ghazwa-e-Hind, that you either convert, if they don't convert, you kill. That is what Pakistan's terror plot in India is. A terror chatter confirmed that the Pahalgam conspirators were indeed present at the spot, is what sources are telling India Today. Locals, the Gujjars and the Bakarwals, who take their sheep to the higher reaches for grazing, and they incidentally play a very critical role. They're also the eyes and ears of the security forces at times, and unfortunately at times they're also guides for terrorists. So these Gujjars and Bakarwals, is what sources are telling India Today, tipped off the security forces about the movement of between 5 and 7 terrorists. That was the initial information. The army had been tracking a joint team of Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed for over 2 weeks. In fact, security forces had fanned out in the Dachigam Reserve Forest area for over 2 weeks. They then tracked them in a makeshift trench hideout, and as you can see in those images, we'll also show you that tarpaulin cover, and that's almost like American war strategy when terrorists or when soldiers in long-range patrol operations, they use such kind of area to hide for some time, rest, and then move on. When they were resting, they were neutralized. More breaking news coming in. The government and the opposition, both their big guns also do boom in Rajya Sabha. So you have Union Minister, Defense Minister Rajnath Singh. You also have Nirmala Sitharaman and JP Nadda. They will lead the government charge in Rajya Sabha. The speakers in Rajya Sabha, we have the list of the BJP speakers. So you have Rajnath Singh, JP Nadda, Nirmala Sitharaman, Samik Bhattacharya, Brijlal. We are also being told that Harshvardhan Shringla will be speaking, Praful Patel will be speaking, Sanjay Jha will be speaking, and Milind Deora will be speaking. That's the information that's just coming in. So once again, the government rolling out its heavy artillery and articulate speakers in the upper house of Parliament to articulate their point of view on Operation Sindoor. Harshvardhan Shringla was a former ambassador to the United States of America, former foreign secretary, again one of the envoys of Operation Sindoor, and he would also be a part, he's just been nominated to the Rajya Sabha, and he too will now be speaking on Operation Sindoor. The government's made it very clear that there was no American mediation when it comes to the ceasefire. The opposition says nothing doing. If you were speaking to multiple interlocutors, why did the American president, who India insists is a very close, comprehensive strategic partner, why is it that the American president announced the ceasefire? Why is it that the moment that ceasefire was announced, the foreign secretary echoed that line? Congress party says, when Pakistan was on its knees, as you insist it was, why didn't you hit them harder and deeper? But let me now get you some of what was said before I bring in our panel of experts on this broadcast. So the Parliament held a long and eventful debate on Operation Sindoor on the military agenda, what was achieved, the political implications, and the diplomatic outreach, achievements versus failure, as the opposition puts it. Opposition questioned the government's silence on the downing of jets, so military setbacks, and Trump's mediation, which they say is a foreign policy failure. The government responded by questioning the opposition's past inactions and going to the extent of saying that the opposition was actually speaking Pakistan's language. Listen into some of the highlights of day one of the Operation Sindoor debate.
और अमेरिका के राष्ट्रपति ने 28 बार कहा कि सीज फायर हमने कराया। उससे भी चिंतनीय बात उन्होंने कहा व्यापार के धौंस दे के दिखाया। बात थी आतंकवाद पे वार की, आ गई व्यापार पे। अमेरिका के राष्ट्रपति कह रहे हैं, अमेरिका के राष्ट्रपति ने केवल व्यापार तक नहीं रुके, उन्होंने कहा कि 5 जहाज गिरे, वो केवल जहाज तक भी नहीं रुके। अमेरिका के राष्ट्रपति जी ने कश्मीर का भी नाम लाया कि कश्मीर में अमेरिका की बात हुई है। और दुख की बात ये, कश्मीर के मामले में और विदेशी हस्तक्षेप के मामले में, क्योंकि इस बात पर भाजपा का, आरएसएस का भी एक स्टैंड रहा है, क्या आरएसएस की भी विदेश नीति बदल गई है? क्या आरएसएस को भी स्वीकार्य है कि अमेरिका हस्तक्षेप कर रहा है? दुख की बात और है, दुख की बात यह है कि 28 बार अमेरिका के मुखिया ने अपने मुंह से ये बात कही और लगातार कह रहे हैं, लेकिन हमारे देश के मुखिया ने एक बार भी उसका खंडन नहीं किया कि अमेरिका के राष्ट्रपति झूठ बोल रहे हैं, गलत बोल रहे हैं। अमेरिका को भी चुनना होगा, अमेरिका को भी चुनना होगा। अमेरिका को कैसे संबंध चाहिए हिंदुस्तान के साथ? दुनिया की एक शक्ति है हिंदुस्तान, भारतवर्ष। भारतवर्ष को पाकिस्तान से का बराबरी नहीं कर सकता अमेरिका। अमेरिका को भी चुनना होगा, और मैं आपसे भी कहना चाहता हूं, आपको भी रास्ता चुनना होगा। या तो आंख दिखाओ या हाथ मिलाओ, या तो बातचीत करके अमेरिका से संबंध सुधारो और डोनाल्ड को चुप कराओ, डोनाल्ड का मुंह बंद कराओ। नहीं तो हिंदुस्तान में मैकडोनाल्ड को बंद कराओ। अमेरिका को अधिकार नहीं है, दोनों घोड़ों पे सवार होकर चलने का अधिकार नहीं है।
नरेंद्र मोदी प्रधानमंत्री जी, आपने केनो एक बार, why once you have not posted in the X handle post? No, you are incorrect, Mr. President, American President. What you have said, you are incorrect. You could not show your courage to that extent. কি হয় বলুন তো আপনার? এই আমেরিকান প্রেসিডেন্টের সামনে দাঁড়ালে আপনার হাইটটা নেমে 5 ফুট হয়ে যায়, আর ওজনটা হয়ে চেস্টটা হয়ে যায় 56 ইঞ্চি থেকে 36 ইঞ্চি। The moment you stand in front of the American president, your height is reduced to 5 foot and your chest is reduced to 36 inch from 56 inch. Why you are so much afraid? Why are you so much afraid? Why are you so much afraid to the American president?
Retaliate, failed. And it pains me that friends in the opposition who have questioned India, who have questioned the successes achieved by the Indian armed forces, haven't pointed out these failures of Pakistan, nor have they asked these questions of Pakistan. Sir, Pakistan attacked Jammu University. It attacked the UN field station in Kashmir. These were neutralized, as the Honorable Defense Minister pointed out, by the UAS unmanned aerial system grid. India's actions were purely to counter terrorism and hit terrorists, decoupling the issue from any other disputes.
क्या आपका ज़मीर इस बात की इजाजत देता है कि आप ट्रेड बंद कर दिए, पाकिस्तान का एयरक्राफ्ट हमारे एयर स्पेस में नहीं आ सकता, उनकी कश्ती हमारे पानी में नहीं आ सकती, ट्रेड खत्म हो चुका है डायरेक्ट इनडायरेक्टेड, आपका ज़मीर जिंदा क्यों नहीं है? किस सूरत से आप पाकिस्तान से क्रिकेट मैच खेलेंगे जब हम पानी नहीं दे रहे हैं? 80% पानी पाकिस्तान का हम रोक रहे हैं, ये कहकर के पानी और खून नहीं बहेगा, आप क्रिकेट मैच खेलेंगे? मैडम, मेरा जमीर तो गवारा नहीं करता कि मैं उस मैच को देखूंगा। क्या इस हुकूमत में इतनी हिम्मत है कि उन 25 मरने वालों को फोन करके कहे कि देखो हमने ऑपरेशन सिंदूर में बदला ले लिया, अब तुम पाकिस्तान का मैच देखो?
आपने नाम भी सिंदूर रखा, ऐसा लग रहा था कि भारत पाकिस्तान की मांग में सिंदूर भर रहा है, ऐसा ही लग रहा था जब सिंदूर नाम रखा। और सिंदूर का मतलब ही हो गया, अरे हाँ समझ, सिंदूर का मतलब ये होता है कि हमारे हिंदू धर्म के अंदर सिंदूर का, आप रुकिए साहब, ऐसे क्या कर रहे हो आप? खुद तो आधा घंटा भाषण दे दिया, तो मुझे कह रहे हो जाओ, आप कमाल कर रहे हो, तो नहीं बोलना और क्या। सिंदूर हमारे हिंदू धर्म के अंदर सिंदूर का मतलब है कि महिलाएं सिंदूर पति को मानती है, वो मांग भरती है सिंदूर कि मेरा पति। तो सिंदूर तो भारत ने भर दिया पाकिस्तान के अंदर, तो पाकिस्तान तो पत्नी हो गई भारत की। ले आओ विदाई, बाकी लेके आ जाओ, आप हो गया सारा काम।
More breaking news coming in. Congress Party MP Karti Chidambaram has backed the government's stance on India versus Pakistan cricket clash in the Asia Cup, and he's taken a different stance from the Congress Party's stance. Karti Chidambaram says, and I quote, "Sports is not linear, it is complicated. This is not a bilateral match, but we also need to see that we cannot give walkovers in tournaments," unquote. The Congress Party and AIMIM both had targeted the Narendra Modi government. They'd hit out saying you cannot play cricket with Pakistan at a time when Indus Waters Treaty has been held in abeyance, when their aircraft cannot overfly your territory, when their ships cannot enter your harbour, when you're not even giving them water. How can you play bilateral cricket? This is a sentiment that was also echoed by one of the widows of the Pahalgam terror attack, and I spoke to Aishanya Dwivedi. She said it really hurts her to think that India will be playing Pakistan just 3 months after that Pahalgam terror attack. It's not bilateral cricket, it's multilateral cricket. But should we be playing Pakistan? There's a big debate. Listen in to what Karthi Chidambaram is saying. I'll get you more on the story.
Karthi, first and foremost, cricket once again has become the bone of contention. Should we be playing with Pakistan?
See, I'm very passionate about sports and I understand compulsions when we participate in international competition. International competition, we can't choose the team against which we play or the opponents we play against. And sometimes we have to play against countries and teams and individuals who don't necessarily come from friendly nations. So I understand those international compulsions. So for example, if a tennis player is playing a tournament and he has to play a player from a country in which we don't have friendly relations, you can't expect him to pull out. So I understand that. This is not necessarily a bilateral event. It's an international tournament which India is participating. If there are other teams participating, we have to play those teams no matter who they are.
So has Karthi Chidambaram bowled a googly? Joining me on this India Today special broadcast is Sujata Paul, spokesperson of the Congress Party. With me is Ambassador J.K. Tripathi, former top diplomat, and also Major General K.K. Sinha. He's commanded a division in Jammu and Kashmir. Sujata, can I come to you first and ask you, is your response to what Karthi Chidambaram has said, especially after what Pawan Khera had put out on social media platform? What is the Congress Party's stance on Asia Cup and that India-Pakistan cricket match?
We have to respect the sentiments of the people, Gaurav, and that is why our stand is very clear. That at this time, when we have stopped the waters to Pakistan, when we are facing such a backlash from across the country, I think, and when I say we, I'm talking about the government of India. The government of India belongs to all of us. Yeah. We need to take a stand on it. And it's very easy to say that the BCCI does not come under the government. It's not a government body. But if you remember, earlier this month also, the Yuvraj Singh-led India champion side refused to play against Pakistan in the second season of the World Championship of Legends in Birmingham for the same reason. And the organizers also apologized to us for putting us in this particular situation and causing us discomfort. And they said it was unintentional, but they did respect what we stood for. And again, this might be Mr. Karthi Chidambaram's personal view, but the Congress Party stand is very clear that you cannot go out and play cricket when when Operation Sindoor is still going on. Let's make no bones about that.
Okay, Ambassador Tripathi, your appreciation. I mean, are we so tone deaf to our own hurt, our own pain, our own agony that Pakistani terrorists come into this country and kill our people, and 3 months later we are playing cricket and we may say it's not bilateral cricket, it's multilateral cricket? Does that take away from the fact that we are still playing a state sponsor of radical Islamist terror?
Well, Gaurav, good morning, but I would like to differ a bit with Sujata ji on a few points.
Go on, sir.
See, I fully agree that agony, the hurt, the sentiments that has been voiced by the widows or other people affected or directly or not affected by the Pahalgam terror attack. But two things. One, it is a multilateral event. It is not a bilateral event. So in multilateral event, what is better? Not to play and get walked over by Pakistan, or to play and trounce Pakistan on every platform that we get chance to. So I think it's better. I fully support Karti's view.
Okay.
That why should we allow Pakistan to get a walkover and claim publicly that look, India has not played because India is afraid of us.
Okay.
We should play and trounce.
General Sinha
says that we have trounced Pakistan on every platform. So why not on this? This is an opportunity.
General Sinha,
that is my take, Gaurav.
Fair enough, sir. General Sinha, your appreciation. Where do you heard Sujata Paul, you've heard Ambassador Tripathi, you've heard Karthi Chidambaram, and you heard Asaduddin Owaisi. And in a moment from now, I'll also play out what Asaduddin Owaisi said. But General Sinha, your take.
Good morning and Jai Hind. See, my take is that, the bilateral cricketing, between India and Pakistan is absolutely no way you should play. When it comes to an international format or multi, lateral format, You have to, even in Second World War, in 39 to 45, you see that a lot of sporting activities went during that time, and warring parties did play together. So you have to, have to go, if India has to, walk along with the global, community, you have to have a very clear thought on it and clear policy on it. Bilateral cricket, no way you can play with Pakistan when the things are on. And multilateral, you have to respect that. Even we do joint exercises, with the warring country, with Pakistan, at times into lateral forums. And that is what the norm is. And that is the way we have to. We have to grow up and not be childish on this.
You think it's childish not to play? But Sujata, give me a moment. I just want to play out what Asaduddin Owaisi said on the floor of the House. I will also play out my conversation with Aishanya Dwivedi. She was amongst the first people she saw her husband being massacred. But that in a moment. Listen in to Asaduddin Owaisi. I'll get you more on the story.
क्या आपका ज़मीर इस बात की इजाजत देता है कि आप ट्रेड बंद कर दिए, पाकिस्तान का एयरक्राफ्ट हमारे एयर स्पेस में नहीं आ सकता, उनकी कश्ती हमारे पानी में नहीं आ सकती, ट्रेड खत्म हो चुका है डायरेक्ट इनडायरेक्टेड, आपका ज़मीर जिंदा क्यों नहीं है? किस सूरत से आप पाकिस्तान से क्रिकेट मैच खेलेंगे जब हम पानी नहीं दे रहे हैं? 80% पानी पाकिस्तान का हम रोक रहे हैं, ये कहकर के पानी और खून नहीं बहेगा, आप क्रिकेट मैच खेलेंगे? मैडम, मेरा जमीर तो गवारा नहीं करता कि मैं उस मैच को देखूंगा। क्या इस हुकूमत में इतनी हिम्मत है कि उन 25 मरने वालों को फोन करके कहे कि देखो हमने ऑपरेशन सिंदूर में बदला ले लिया, अब तुम पाकिस्तान का मैच देखो?
Okay, Sujata, you wanted to come and quickly respond. I just want to bring in our other experts and also play out what Aishanya Dwivedi said. But go on, ma'am.
Yes. It is very important to understand that the country has faced this shock of terror on 22nd July, and we haven't gotten out of it at all.
April.
Even
Yes,
today. Yes, 22nd April. And today, if we are going to say that after 3 months we're going to be playing cricket, I really don't understand where we are going, because if you're talking about the survivors, what are you going to tell them? If in your personal capacity, in your home, there is some kind of death which happens, are you going to go out and attend parties and give reasons why you have to do so? No, you don't. There is a certain amount of restraint that you will exercise. Are you going to be clapping for your country at this match and laugh around? You might be cheering your own country, but you will be laughing about it, right? And what message are you going to send to our survivors? Because they have faced a loss which is irreparable, and it was a reprehensible attack. But it is a time when Operation Mahadev is going on. What are we talking? Here we are killing terrorists, and we are still not sure whether those 5 terrorists have been killed, and we want to go and play cricket. Well, let us go and play with the lives of those terrorists who killed 26 of our civilians, 25 of those people who had gone to Kashmir, where we expected peace to have returned.
There's a very pertinent point you make there, ma'am, because, we say we are the land of Maharana Pratap, and both to Ambassador Tripathi and General Sinha, we are the land of Maharana Pratap. When Maharana Pratap was fighting the Mughals after the Battle of Haldighati, you'd recall, Maharana Pratap actually was retreating into the forests. He didn't have enough money to eat or even have an army together. Apni beti ko unhone ghaas ki roti khilai thi, but he did not succumb to pressure. He continued to fight the Mughals. What are we doing here? Is it money that we continue to play with Pakistan? So what if we have to forego a match? So what? My question is, did the entire Western Bloc not boycott the 1980 Olympics in then Soviet Union? Because the Soviet Union had gone into Afghanistan, and in retaliation, did not the entire Soviet bloc, Ambassador Tripathi, boycott the Los Angeles Olympic Games? Was Russia not ousted out of matches because of their operations, the special operations in Ukraine? Is national interest more important for those countries than for us?
No, well, all that, Gaurav, I would like to say that, again, I would like to reiterate that multilateral events, there is a difference between multilateral and bilateral events.
Olympic Games are multilateral, sir. Olympic Games are multilateral. The entire Western Bloc did not play the 1980 Moscow Games.
Yes, but the difference is that in this multilateral event, if we boycott, we will get Pakistan will get a walkover, an opportunity to brag that
Let
India
them
was
get a
afraid.
walkover. What is Asia Cup? If they will get a slap across their face, that India refused to play with them. General Sinha.
Why should we? And then
If we are a cricketing giant, if we truly are.
I would like to.
Go on, sir.
I would like to ask Sujata ji that when Manmohan Singh, when there was a bilateral tie, and Manmohan Singh invited General Parvez Musharraf to Mohali to watch the match, was Pakistan not a terrorist state at that time? Why did he do that? Was Pakistan not a terrorist state? Was Pakistan a peaceful state? Was Pakistan a friendly state? So things should be made separate as far as possible, but not at the cost of our pride. That's why I say it is better to play against Pakistan, defeat them, trounce them, and show that we can trounce you on every platform, not only in war.
Okay, Sujata Paul wants to respond,
Yes.
and then I'll bring in
Gaurav,
General Sinha.
what are we comparing? What are we comparing? A warlike situation, a terrorist attack, to a game where sportsmanship is going to be kept at the fore? Do you realize that in a game, whether Pakistan wins or loses, we will be shaking hands with them on the field? Do you want to do that, General? Do you want to do that, former ambassador? I've forgotten your names. I'm sorry
Ambassador
about that.
Tripathi, go on, ma'am.
Ambassador Tripathi ji, do you think that it is possible for us to give a hug to any Pakistani at this point of time? Have you forgotten that Shahid Afridi went round waving the Pakistani flag after Operation Sindoor? We can't forget it. We cannot forget this assault on our sisters which was done. We cannot forget this assault which has happened, and where we have still got a lot of questions to ask of our own government as to why we stopped, why we didn't get Pak-occupied Kashmir back into the country, which was promised to us. There are a whole lot of questions. Let's not, let's not pour salt into our wounds. You're pouring it into our wounds. Don't do that.
Ambassador Tripathi and then General Sinha.
Why did we forget at the time of Mohali match?
Again, you are asking this question repeatedly, but do you also remember that things begin to move after a period of time? But here, Operation Sindoor is still on. How can you forget that? Was an operation going on at that time? Operation Mahadev is going on right now as we speak. We have heard that 3 terrorists have been brought down. We don't know whether the Pahalgam terrorists are there. And we are still awaiting for them to be brought down. How can you compare the two situations? I do not understand. Did the Prime Minister not go to Pakistan to meet Nawaz Sharif?
Let me bring in General Sinha into this conversation on the present point, because General Sinha, and before I bring you in, General Sinha, let's listen in to Aishanya Dwivedi, because I'd put this question to her. Her husband, Shubham Dwivedi, was shot dead at point blank range. He was asked his name. He said Shubham Dwivedi. He was asked his religion. He said Hindu. He was asked to recite the Kalma. He didn't. And then he was shot dead at point blank range. Perhaps those terrorists have just been killed, but this is what they did to 26 Hindus and 25 Hindus and 1 Christian. But listen into Aishanya Dwivedi. You have a former Home Minister of India, when he says, where is proof that this was Pakistan? It could be homegrown terrorists. Or when some Congress leader says, were terrorists airdropped, were they airlifted? उस समय आपके मन में क्या उठता है? That is there, are we giving a clean chit to Pakistan? Are some people in our country giving a clean chit to Pakistan?
I don't know why. When it comes to terrorists, everybody say it Pakistan, but there are few people in our own country. I don't want to say that it's political things, it's this or that coming down. It's India. It's one nation thing. If somebody is doing this, saying they asked that there, are you Hindu, are you Muslim? They did that. And there are few Pakistan terrorist camps. I don't actually know the right names. They are taking the responsibility of this. Still, There are few people in India who are saying कि it's not Pakistan, give a proof. When this will happen with them, I think then they will get the proof. I think then they will understand कि yeah, it is a terrorist attack and it has been done by Pakistan.
Does
They're
it
waiting
hurt
for
you?
this to happen. It hurts. It hurts like something when somebody says, how can somebody from their own country do this? No, it's them. It's Pakistanis. They are doing it. Terrorism means Pakistan.
You're absolutely right. Terrorism means Pakistan, and India is a victim of terrorism from Pakistan for decades. It's surprising that we have
And
leaders who
still
would.
people come and say this. Still people come and say it. It's give a proof. How to give a proof? This is a big proof. It's been done to 26 people. We are speaking it. It is a proof.
That is true. You've suffered. You were there. You saw what happened to Shubham, and yet we have people who speak like that. Does this then end up helping Pakistan instead of taking hard action against Pakistan? Instead of entire country speaking in one voice, does India look divided, Aishanya, to you?
Look, right now I know that the actual leaders who are standing, they are the one who are standing against Pakistan. The people who are saying these things, their voice will not even matter.
There are some who say that, we are not playing bilateral cricket with Pakistan, लेकिन multilateral cricket, Asia Cup हो, World Cup हो, multilateral cricket से तो हम खेलना ही पड़ेगा पाकिस्तान को. आपको क्या
क्यों
लगता है?
खेलना पड़ेगा? किसने बोला है खेलना पड़ेगा? मतलब आर दे डूइंग इट टू यू इन अ गन पॉइंट? आर दे डूइंग हम पे गन पॉइंट था. आप पे गन पॉइंट पे नहीं है कि क्रिकेट खेलो. आप बायकॉट कर सकते हो. पाकिस्तान से कुछ भी बायकॉट करना चाहिए. And if they don't do it, it's a disrespect for these 26 people. It's a disrespect for the nation. I don't think anything comes before the nation. आप 26 अपने हिंदुस्तानियों के लिए एक बायकॉट क्रिकेट का नहीं कर सकते. What is this? Playing with our own emotions. This is wrong. I've heard this news and I am boycotting this. And I want every one of you guys to stand up against this. All the nation should come up and stand against this. Boycott India-Pakistan match. They should, in the first hand, they should have also only boycotted it. They should have taken that stand that we will not play with Pakistan. They've hurt us. We don't want to do anything with them.
और क्रिकेट में हम लोग की इतनी शक्ति है that we should actually have Pakistan out of ICC. At least that should be India's effort. कोशिश तो करनी चाहिए in your view.
Exactly, sir. Exactly. कोशिश तो करनी चाहिए. आप क्या कहना चाहते हो पाकिस्तान को इन्वॉल्व करके कि ये 26 जिंदगियां मैटर ही नहीं करती? एक तरीके से यही है. आप हमारे इमोशंस को समझ, ये 3 महीने हुए, आप 3 महीने में भूल गए ये चीज. 3 महीने में आप भूल चुके हो. ये क्या याद रखेंगे? ये कैसे? मैं पागल हूं, मैं बोलती हूँ यहाँ पे आके, कोई याद नहीं रखने वाला. 3 महीने में अगर आप भूल के अग्री कर रहे हो पाकिस्तान के साथ मैच खेलने का या उन्हें इंक्लूड करने का, तो आई डोंट नो व्हाट विल डू. इट्स वेरी वेरी हर्टफुल. इट्स वेरी हर्टफुल.
Jalsina, it is very, very hurtful. She's lost her husband and 3 months after that, we are playing cricket with Pakistan. Is this how serious India is in dealing with Pakistan's state-sponsored radical Islamist terror? We should use all our cricketing might, and we're a cricketing giant, to get them ousted from ICC. Look at the manner in which South Africa was ousted because of apartheid. Terror is worse.
And absolutely, when I look at it, my gut feeling there that we should not play. Emotionally, when I look at it, I feel we should not play. But, when I rationally think over it, you have to think rationally. I say bilaterally, absolutely big no. Bilateral and multilateral and international format are 3 different things. I'll give you the example, like parallel, and you have to understand rationally about it. SCO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization, because it is just going on in China. I'm taking that example. In SCO, in bilateral, we say talk and terror will not go together. We will not talk to the Pakistan anymore. But when SCO, Pakistan is also there. Pakistan and India joined SCO in 2017. We played after 2019. in military games which takes place in Russia. Go and see. Even the military teams play together. You have to 2028 Los Angeles again Olympic is taking place. Cricket is going there inside that. It is all good. We could not mix taking action on terrorism, which we are doing Operation Mahadev. I am for it to go inside the Operation Sindoor, the way it has been done. But when it comes down to different format, we have to be a rational in this. With a ma'am, and this is what I'm telling you, my gut feeling says, with a tear in my eyes, we should not play.
Okay.
But these are the international norms.
I
India
will let
can't
that
be
be the
cornered
last
just
word
like
on
that.
this part of the show. I've run out of time, but this is a debate perhaps which will get more intense in the days and weeks ahead. Dr. Sujata Paul, Mr. Ambassador Tripathi and General Sinha for joining me here on this India Today special broadcast. Many thanks.